Hello, my name is Michael Glass, and welcome to Your Forex Riches. This is our weekend wrap-up for March 6, 2011. Before we pull up our currency pairs, let's talk about our disclosures. Any symbols you see today should not be inferred as a trader recommendation, no matter what form of investing you choose, stock, forex, futures, options. They all have a level of risk associated with them. You can lose all your money. Any strategies we talk about today are for informational purposes only. Future results are not guaranteed, and most importantly, any investment decision you make is solely your own responsibility. Trade at your own risk. Let's pull up the charts. We're going to start off with the dollar-yen currency pair. We can see on the daily chart an obvious downtrend. We can also see a couple failures at the 50 moving average, and now it appears that we're trying to make our way up here to the 200 moving average. And so as we try to get our agreement of long-term downtrend and short-term also looking for confirmations, we want to be ready. And so my initial thought would be that once we get our up here to the 2 moving average, that we may see that short that we're looking for. Certainly, if you wanted to, you could try to catch and move lower, but we've got some support here, and technically, we put in a swing low here, and we're putting in higher lows, so we've sort of got a wedge going on here. Downtrend from here, uptrend from here. It needs to resolve itself one way or the other, possibly to run up to the 200 moving average. There's some pips in there, but I'm not sure if I see a trade in this one quite yet. Moving on to the dollar franc. Here, once again, obvious downtrend, but we're putting in lower lows, so that's a little bit different than what we just saw. And I believe we talked about before about putting an alert and see if it pushes lower, which we did get. But let me shrink it back up here, and we can kind of see the moving averages and how they've been acting as resistance. Kind of broke through a couple times. I will wait for this one to, again, come up here to one of the moving averages and then get an agreement on a shorter time frame for the push lower. Not a trade right now. Next, we're going to go to the dollar Canadian. Oh, the theme remains the same. Another obvious downtrend, and we're pushing lower. We talked about this last week about breaking to new lows, and we did break to new lows. Now, over the past couple of days, you can kind of see the consolidation that's going on. It's digesting the new lows. Another one, I'm not sure if I see a trade. Certainly, if it pushes lower, I'll be interested. Maybe you can put an alert at 0.97. That gives you some pips before you get down here to the low. So if you want to be aggressive, you could do that. However, as I said, that's going to be aggressive. Especially if we break 0.97 and you can get some down action on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Again, multi-time frame agreement, then you can look for that and possibly break that low. But this low may hold up as support. But I would say an aggressive alert at 0.97 is the way to go with the dollar Canadian. Let's switch over to the euro. Sorry. Here we see an obvious uptrend on the daily, so we want to get an agreement there. I believe when we got together last week, we said wait and let's see what happens as we get up here towards the swing high. We also talked about breaking this level to test the swing high, which apparently we are doing right now, which is great. However, now that we're already past that price level, I'm not sure if I'm ready to keep trading this. We're overbought over here. I would like to see it pull back to the 20 moving average and then catch another, or at least pull back to this past swing high here, and then catch if it's going to run up and test the highs from November. No trade quite yet. What about the euro yen? I mean, even before I blow it up, you can see a lot of choppiness here. However, it looks like we are breaking to a new swing high here. We're finally, and I believe this is what we did last week. We said we wanted to break here. So now we'll see if we're going to continue this move. Let's blow it up. So this move here is 115.72. Let's see where it actually closed. So we did actually close. We got the wick up there. So I would go ahead and put an alert at that 115.72, and just to get our attention to see if we're going to go retest the 97, or if we're going to break the new high. So I think that's okay. It's a little aggressive because we've got a big 2-day move here, and it certainly needs to digest that. But if we continue to move, again, 115.72, I will be interested at least watching and seeing what's going on. The euro franc. Nice downtrend, nice resistance here of the 200 moving average. Air kissed it here, came back up, air kissed it here. So the question is, are we going to make a new low? Every time we come up, we made a new low. Came up, made a new low, came up, made a new low, came up. And now we're either pausing a little bit, and you can see it's matching up with this wick here. Are we going to make a new low, or are we going to run up and hit that 200 moving average? So what I probably do is put an alert both ways. I put an alert underneath these wicks here to see if we're going to go or at least retest this swing low here or lower. And I would consider an alert around here, these wicks in here, to see if we're going to go run up and hit the 200 before pushing lower again. 2 alerts for this one. Below the wicks here, and I would go above the wicks here to see which way this one's going to break out. And finally, the euro Canadian. You can kind of see some choppiness in here. And I guess that's the way you can play it. Sort of an uptrend, but sort of a downtrend. We got a wedge going on here, which will need to resolve itself. And even a smaller wedge within the bigger wedge. So draw down here. So that probably be an alert around 1.37, and then we have an uptrend alert probably around 134, and see if it's going to break higher or if it's going to break lower. Let's finish off with the pound dollar. Nice uptrend here. We're matching off with the past swing high here. So I would like to see if this is going to continue higher. We did get a pause in here. So I would go ahead and put an alert at the these wick highs. Let's see if we're going to push higher. So put an alert around this 1.63429 to see if we're going to continue to push higher. Also, we have the Aussie dollar. Very nice uptrend, although again our pushes are getting smaller and smaller. So this is another one. Which way is it going to resolve itself? I would put an alert above these wicks here, even though there is another wick up here. But I put an alert here around 1.02, and then draw your uptrend line. Maybe put an alert down here at 1 to see, are we going to resolve this by breaking higher, or are we going to break to 50 and come lower? So above 1.02 and below 1 would be my alerts for the Aussie dollar. And our last one we're going to look at is the New Zealand dollar. And if you look at this one's already starting to resolve down to the downside. It is finding support in the 200. That is the past swing low right here. So I think you can put an alert at the low of Friday's action to see if we're going to break this 200 moving average. And right now, I'm not ready to do an uptrend because it does look like it's resolving to the downside. So again, we want to thank you for watching our video. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for additional technical analysis videos with Forex. We got a Forex trading room for you. Earn while you learn. They got a great free trial, no automatic billing. You can just sign up and get right in. They're not trying to get all your information. That's one of the things I like about it. We got a great Forex broker for you. Leverage, 200 to 1 leverage, no commissions. Euro or US dollar trading account, withdraw your funds instantly. That's always important. And we also have a great Forex signal software, predicts the Forex trend 8 hours in advance. You can trade within 60 seconds. And for those of you who are on futures, we also have a futures blog to give you the same great technical analysis. Currency pairs, we do that for futures also, so check us out at eMini Trading Coach. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.